cool. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know the sea. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest planned info. So all around town radio.
Hey, there we are. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the program. Gosh, we are back. We are. And we're live from the All Around Town Radio Studios. It's our weekend update. It's time for you to tell us who you got to see over the weekend. If you enjoyed some great live local music, we want to hear from you. We do. Let's see who's checking in. I see Kara, Steve Stein in the house. How are y'all? Good to see you. Thanks for watching today, everybody. We'll be right back with you.
It's the weekend review. Top 5 coming for you. Speaking with the fans, sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. We're covering who's playing out off the open jam with the who's who of talent. Come Friday night, ready to raise some hell.
All right. Thank you, Sweet Sister Mercy, for the theme song. I hope we didn't offend anybody by that theme song. A little inside joke there. Goodness. How y'all doing? Everybody doing all right? Good to have you with us today. Glenn checking in on the YouTube channel. How you doing, Glenn? Steve Stein in the house. Josh Morgan. How are you, buddy? Mrs. All Around Town on the YouTube channel. How are you? Kara in the house. What's up, Kara? Good to see you over the weekend. Belinda, how are you? Yes, getting a little shout out there for Until Rust and Barely Able. Got to see Barely Able over the weekend. Going to mention that here in just a minute. We did. Adam, thanks for joining us today. Good to have you with us. And Rob Garrett in the house. Rob's in the house. What do we owe this honor? Rob Garrett, ladies and gentlemen. Thought you'd be bigger, Rob. Sean Poole and the Buckin' Crazy Band. That's with a B, people. B. Mark, how are you? Thanks for being here. All right, let me say hi to a few more folks, and then we're going to get started. We want to hear from you. If you saw somebody play over the weekend that you enjoyed, drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. We had a pretty full weekend of live local music. David Linda in the house. I saw him playing, filling in with Barely Able over the weekend as well. So Bob Klein has joined us. Jill Drew is also in the house. How you doing, Jill? I see you checking in. Marie, thanks for being here as well. Guys, welcome to All Around Town Radio, your number one source for live local music, news, bands, venues, and more. It's live at 5 here on a Monday. It's our weekend update. Sean Cooper, the Coop. How are you, man? Good to have you. David's on the Book of Face now, and then he went over to the YouTube channel. Okay, good. Better on YouTube. Sounds better. I don't look any better, but, you know, it's better on YouTube. What's up, Bob Klein? Hope you're doing all right. Hey, let me mention a couple things. First and foremost, guys, thank you so much for the shares on Thursday. Oh, my God. We were at 5.7 thousand views on the show. So thanks for that. We appreciate it. That was a huge one. Somebody shared it everywhere, and we appreciate it when you do that because sharing is caring, and it certainly helped support the local musicians and the venues. Listen to me. I sound like Peter Brady. There we go. The local musicians that we chat about and all that on the show and the venues. And Doug got to see White Liger. Was it White Lighter at Fretboard Norwood? Thank you for that, Doug. So, yeah, drop it in the comments, guys. If you saw somebody play, let me know, and we'd love to hear from you on that one. I'm going to start out. We started our week of live music out stuck in the Caribbean and got to hear a great steel drum band. Yeah, Steel Drum Island, as it's known, and we had a good time with them. Posted a few pictures of that. We were sitting at a little place, the Jimmy Buffett 5 o'clock somewhere bar in Curacao. It's right on the cruise port where the cruise ships come in, and it was a great time. and enjoyed that. You can't go wrong with some tropical cocktails and steel drums playing. I mean, you can't. And these folks have 18 CDs out, man. They've got all kinds of CDs they've done and produced, and they play the cruise ship circuit and the whole bit. And it's a husband and wife team. Really, really pretty good. At least I think it's a husband and wife team. Not positive on that, but yeah. Hi, Dawn. Thank you. Steel Drum Island. There they are. They're checking in today. Is it a husband and wife team? I never had a chance to talk to you because you guys never took a break, which was great the day we were there. And yeah, so Steel Drum Island's on the YouTube channel. Let me know. Thanks for checking in and dropping by. We really enjoyed your music. Sat there. We were repeat offenders. We got to be there at 5 o'clock somewhere. We'd been there a year before, had the same bartender and everything. It was great. Had a good time. That was on a delay. We were flight delayed out of there. So the extra days, we made the best of it in Curacao. And it's a beautiful island, guys, if you've never been there. The beaches, everything, just spectacular. And Dawn says, yes, they are. Okay, very good. I loved your shirts, too, the 5 o'clock somewhere shirts. I got some good pictures of those on our page. Didn't get a ton of photos that day, but got some. And it was fun. And Glenn saying big weekend for Don't Tell Steve. It was. Don't Tell Steve is now Steve and Stephanie married. They got hitched over the weekend. They did. So congratulations to Stephanie and Steve on their wedding. And Dawn says, yeah, really enjoyed it and enjoyed the fact that you guys were playing there on an afternoon. We didn't expect live music. We hadn't seen a lot of live music when we were down in Curacao, but the resorts that we stayed at, they were setting up a big stage, but they didn't have any the night we were there. They had a drum band that went around and played. It was kind of cool. But lots of fun. So that was how we started our week out of live semi-local music, about 2,000 miles away, actually. But certainly a great time there in Curacao. And thank you to the folks at 5 o'clock somewhere for taking great care of us. Also to our friends there from Steel Drum Island. So thank you. We enjoyed it. All right. I got to move on, though, and talk about the rest of the weekend. Took a little break on Thursday night, but did some good live music on Friday and want to talk about that one here in just a moment. Ryan Schwab, hello. Jill says, after Stephanie Bell and Stephen Bell's wedding, we stopped over at Cabana on the Whitewater for the gamut. Thank you for that. Thank you. Gina McCann in the house. That's a good picture of you and Timmy there. Thank you, guys. Hey, remember, guys, I want to remind you, we've got some seriously great programming coming your way this week. Hot Topic Tuesday tomorrow returns. We're sorry we missed it last week. We were stuck there in Curacao and didn't get out. So we didn't get that one in. If I can get Karis to ever take over some of the duties on that show and actually be a real host, not just a co-host, there's settings on it and all that. And I keep trying to get her to take that. She could just do it herself if I'm not around. So we might see if we can pull that off. But we've got that coming your way tomorrow with some more Joy and Judgment for you. And then on Wednesday with the band at noon, I've got Ladder joining me, and they're going to play the Bell next weekend. So Ladder will be with me on Wednesday at noon. So join us for that. And every Thursday, it's Who's Playing Out, brought to you by our friends at Heather's in Springboro, and bringing you the best musicians and venues in the tri-state coming your way. And man, you guys hit it up last week. Like I said, 5.7 thousand views on that show or plays. So thank you for that. We appreciate it. Hi, Kimberly. Thank you. Bill in the house. What's up? Ed Sawicki, photographer of the stars. Good to have you with us today as well. All right, guys, I got to keep rolling here, though. I want to talk about our Friday night. And Friday night, if I can remember correctly, because I didn't write any of this down today. I should have. But I'm trying to do the old shoot from the hip thing here. After that vacation debacle and not getting back, it's set me back on some things. But I want to mention Friday night. Friday night, got a chance to be in Miamisburg at Jane's on Main. And Jane is one of the big sponsors of Springfest in the Burg. And at Jane's on Friday night, took in our friends from Wild Frontiers. That's Wild, F-R-O-N-T, Tears. And I got a chance to hear them play. And boy, did we have a great time with them on the patio there at Jane's on Main. And Wild Frontiers plays a variety of music, folks. They play just about anything you could imagine. And Scott, that fronts that band, does a remarkable job on vocals. The rest of the band is tight. And I keep forgetting the guy's name that's the keyboard player. I should have jotted that one down, but he not only plays keyboards, but about 7 different instruments and a chicken. So you got to see that. You got to see it to believe it. But he's an amazing player. Mandolin, keyboard, guitar thrown in there along with so many other things. Lots of great stuff from Wild Frontiers. And Jane was a great host. She had a packed patio. The place was full to the max, and certainly a great night for Wild Frontiers to be playing in Miamisburg. Let's see who else is here today. Rebecca from Texas. It's flooding. Oh, I hope you're all right. Be safe down there. I know it floods bad at times, so hopefully you're doing okay. Billy Baker in the house. Chris Marks, how are you? Rebecca, all the way from Texas. So we've got a group on here from Carousel. We've got a group on here from Texas now. So it's great to see people from all over the U.S. checking in with us. Chris Marks, how are you? Thanks for being here. So Wild Frontiers. All I've got to say is Scott, like I said, is a great front man. Scott, do not get up on those chairs and sing. He stood up on a chair, man. It was wobbly. I can just see him falling and busting something and being out for the count. We don't want him to be there. There were a wonderful band. Looks like they may be headed to some other great gigs down there in Miamisburg too. So we're looking forward to that for them. And just a great night there on the patio at Jane's. Lots of people. And what's funny is it's like a who's who of Miamisburg. A lot of the prominent real estate people are there. All the people that have businesses downtown, and obviously Jane is connected with Bennett's as well across the street. So really, really good stuff. And Kimberly says that it's a great band. Yes, they are a great band. Have you seen them more than once, Kimberly? They're getting better every time I see them. I can't get enough of that band. And thank you, Rebecca. We love you back. All right, thanks for being here. And I appreciate you tuning in from Texas, because nothing I talk about is from Texas. So, it's just the way it is. So thank you to Wild Frontiers. Great night again. You can catch them on their Facebook page. And Kimberly says she's seen them several times. Again, guys, if you're out there today, please drop a comment on who you saw over the weekend. I'd love to hear some of the great bands. I know some of you posted it to our page already, but we would love to hear some of the bands and musicians that you took in over the weekend as well. So left Wild Frontiers and made a stop at Heather's, our sponsor of our Thursday show, and dropped in at Heather's on the patio in Springboro for Barely Able. And this band rocks, people. I mean, if you've not seen Barely Able, that's another one. Follow their page. Every time we mention somebody on this show, please give them a follow or like on their pages and check them out, because Barely Able brought it to the patio that night. I only got to see the last set, basically, but amazing music, always great variety, rock and roll, just the crowd loving it, dancing, having a good time. Barely Able is just one of those quality bands. David Linda, who was on here earlier, I don't know if he's still here, filling in on bass. He kills it. Our good buddy Rob playing guitar over there. Just a great group of guys, and people love them there at Heather's. The second time I've seen them there, and the folks love it. Adam, thank you so much. You guys killed it, man. Absolutely killing it. And just remember, though, if you get a chance, guys, to go to Heather's on the patio this summer, if you haven't been there, it seats 350 people. And so many people think, oh, it's a patio, so if it even looks like rain, they don't go. Go. She's got 200 plus seats under the tents. I mean, you will not get wet, and you will have a great time at Heather's on the patio. And she's a gracious sponsor of our Thursday show now. Who's playing out, and also my Wednesday gigs every week. I have the residency there all the way through November. So thank you to Heather for what you do. Let's see where Corona is today. Baltimore this evening. All right. Traveling man. Busy out there. Oh, so Dave is permanent now. How about that? Well, that's a good addition then, I will say. Dave is a quality player and singer, and man, he brings a lot to the vocal department too. So that'll be amazing. So Barely Able, guys, like them on the Book Face or YouTube or wherever you can find them. Wherever you buy your books, whatever they say online. And Corona saw Tommy James and the Shondells. How about that at Ludlow Garage on Saturday? Kick-ass band. Every song is a hit. Yes. Doing a little money. Yes. Thank you. Bill McCarthy in the house from the Billy Rock Band. Thanks for being here, Billy. Good to have you with us. So that was our Friday night. And thank you again to Barely Able Wild Frontiers for a great night out. Always great to spend some time outdoors on the patio when the weather's perfect like that. And it was. And please, guys, patronize those places, if you will. I want to move on into Saturday. By weirdness, we ended up, and weirdness, I say an appointment that lasted 5 minutes. We ended up in Covington, Ohio, Covington, Kentucky, on the Ohio River border, and got a chance to hang out at a place called Smoke Justice, which I have announced many times on the show. Many of our artists that we mention each week play there. I had never been there, so it gave me an opportunity to check it out. And first and foremost, let me say about Smoke Justice, quality drinks and food. Excellent. We just happened to stumble into a fundraiser going on in the street outside for ALS that was connected to Smoke Justice. And Zack Attack was playing. And Zack Attack, man, they were killing it out there. Had the crowd loving their music. Everything from Dave Matthews to Garth Brooks to Smash Mouth All-Star. What else? They did Stacy's Mom. Who else? Billy Joel, Piano Man. I was thinking of some of the songs that I caught him playing as we were there. Great food, great drink, great music, a big fundraiser. I hope they made a lot of money that day. They were really working towards making some big dollars the way it sounded for ALS. And, there's a lot of research supporting ALS and people that are trying to find a cure and all that. And they still need help. So it's always good that those things go on. And Leroy Ellington, he books that venue a lot with bands and musicians. So it's a cool venue. So if you haven't been there and you get down to the area of Cincinnati and you want to bounce around those riverfront places or river area places, try Smoke Justice. You'll love that one. It's a good one. Let me see what Belinda's got to say here. The Coroners are in your front seat. Barely Able rocks. There you go. Barely Able does rock. We love Barely Able, man. And it's good to see Rob too, Belinda. Always good. And if you were there, I didn't see you. I don't know where you might have been hiding, but I didn't see you, but you must have been there. I saw you were there. Yes, Bill said he got to see the Jam at the Bell and the Bear, the Gina and Johnny Band at All Saints, the Hanky Panks at Bell and the Bear Saturday, and Voodoo Child at a trio at the Bell and the Bear Sunday. Boy, those are ones that I would have loved to have seen. I've got to see Voodoo Child. I do. Amazing sound out of that guy and his group. Hi, Jimmy Kilroy. Thanks for being here. Shane DeMoss in the house. And Barely Able killed their first set Friday. Were you there for the first set? I was there for the last. So we must have been passing in the night, Shane. But yeah, they Barely Able rocks. They do. And boy, I'm glad to hear David Linda's in addition to that as well. That's going to be a huge addition to that band. Wonderful stuff. There's Mickey Evans from Sweet Sister Mercy. They are our theme song right here. Theme song, Sweet Sister Mercy. He goes like that. That's Mickey's guitar. Thank you, Mickey. Good to have you with us, man. Let me move on, though. I've got to talk a little more about Saturday night. Besides Zack Attack on Saturday, and thank you to Zack Attack, wonderful band. I'd heard them one time previous, but not for long. So this gave me a little opportunity to hear them. Great job of fantastic vocals and musicianship for Zack Attack. And then we got to see Next to Nowhere. If you guys are familiar with Benny Bodine, we mention him on the show a lot, but we don't necessarily talk a lot about his rock band. He does his solo thing. He does a great job, but Benny Bodine's Next to Nowhere is just off the hook good as well. If you like a little bit of edgy rock music, and they do a lot of originals as well, and it's that's one band that I see do originals in bars that the originals really work well. And it surprises me sometimes because I always cringe when a band says they're going to do an original song in a bar that likes covers. Karis and I have talked about this on our show on Tuesday a lot. And not because of the originals. I love original music. Every song was an original at one point. But it's just always that is the crowd going to like it or not? Well, they love Benny and Next to Nowhere's originals. They do. And really a great time there. We went to see them at Mr. Burroughs Tavern on the way out that night. And Shane says Until Rust is open for them. Next to Nowhere, freaking awesome. They are. And, you know, Shane, something about Benny's voice is just primo. I mean, he has just got a voice that, in fact, Mrs. Hall around town said that night, she said, I could sit and listen to him sing all night. He's just, you know, and we've heard him sing all his stuff, the Elton John stuff and all that he does in his solo show. But the rock stuff's good and edgy, and it's like a little trip to the 90s, some of it. And even their originals kind of remind me of that, and just spectacularly good music. And hey to Stephen Bell, and congratulations to you and Stephanie Bell. Now I can call her that. The Bells, the dual Bells. And they're in Panama City, Florida on their honeymoon. Hope you're having a great time. I lived through your pictures. I saw some pictures. It looked great. Hopefully you had a great wedding day, and congratulations to both of you. You know, we love you all. So, all right, let me keep going here. I'm talking about Benny, though. Like I said, originals, covers like Last Chance for Mary Jane. One song I really liked was The Way Home, an original that Benny did that I loved. And they did a lot of Foo Fighters stuff. And it's funny to look around the room. I always do that when I'm watching a band and see the people singing along, especially to the cover things and all that. And they had a great crowd in there following Next to Nowhere. So a great weekend out, a wonderful weekend out in all over the area. And a little trip to Covington was a nice break down there, too, to see some new places. And one thing I will mention, a lot of people give us some grief sometimes. You know, there's a lot of haters on the Book of Face. I saw a little thing happen yesterday over a T-shirt, which was ridiculous. But, you know, there's a lot of haters that get mad about things. And it's like, do you realize that they say, oh, you're just at Burroughs and you're just at Heather's in the summer and all that? Well, I see a different band every week there, and I get to really see a good variety. And one of the nice things about Heather's and Mr. Burroughs is they've taken people we mention on our show and booked them in their place. So we're happy for that. And some of the bands that wouldn't normally play up here, they've heard about and reached out to and booked them. So that makes me feel good about a little bit of a service that we're doing, and get a chance to bring some people north out of Cincinnati, and then some people like Ladder who are up north going down to Cincinnati this weekend. So we're happy to hear that. And like I said, Ladder will be on the show on Wednesday, joining us on Wednesday with the band at noon. Quentin will be with me. I don't know which other guys from the band are joining yet, but it'll be a good time. Well, hello, Skip from Liars for Hire. Cricket in the house. How are you, Cricket? Where's my Cricket? Cricket? I don't know. Do I have my Cricket? I don't know if do I still have my Cricket? I haven't seen you in so long, Cricket. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, who knows? Oh, well, someday I'll figure it out, Cricket. So what's shaking, people? Anything else going on? Anybody else see anyone over the weekend? I got about 3 or 4 minutes left here. We can chat a minute. Stephanie Sutherland in the house. If you haven't seen Finding Melissa, do so. That's another one. I didn't get to come to your show on Sunday. I would have loved to have been on the patio at Jane's for that one. I heard lots of great things and lots of good reviews on that one. Sherry in the house. How are you? Thanks for being here, Sherry. Cricket, how are you? Hope you're doing well. That's a good picture you got there. It is. And let me mention another couple little items here coming up this week. I'm going to be hosting some fun stuff. I'll be with you on Tuesday night at Mr. Burroughs Tavern, hosting the Quiztastic Trivia that night. And then Wednesday, our Name That Tune, going into week number 11, I think it is, of Name That Tune this week at Heather's on the patio. And then a special night at Heather's. I know, look at me and watch me bang my head into the wall. I have agreed to host and put on Taylor Swift night at Heather's. We're doing trivia, music. We're doing a Taylor Swift look-alike contest, and it is damn near sold out. So if you want a table for that, call Heather's today and get a table. And it's all ages. We've been asked that. I've had several messages about that today as well. Heather's is always all ages. You can bring the kids. The kids can play. We'll have it geared to the entire family. So make sure you show up for that one on Thursday if you like. It'll be a great time. It's a first for me. I've never done Taylor Swift stuff, so look out, baby. Here it comes. Taylor Swift's a rock star, though. She is. You can argue with me all you want. She's a gazillionaire, unbelievably smart businesswoman. So I'll give her that. And yeah, Glenn's like scared. He is. He's scared. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. It's time. We've worn out our welcome today, but I'm trying to keep these a little shorter and not dilly-dally too much. But tomorrow we'll be on for a half hour at noon. Join us for that with Ladder, and then, or I'm sorry, Wednesday. And then tomorrow at 5, it'll go however long it goes. Karis and I will be bringing you Hot Topic Tuesday with Joy and Judgment coming your way. Love to have you join us then. And we're going to leave you today, since we mentioned old Benny Bodine and his band, Next to Nowhere. Here's the title track off their album. It's called Next to Nowhere. We'll see you next time, guys. Join us tomorrow at 5 live right here for Hot Topic Tuesday. Until then, I'm Scott, your host. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
When it's over and night divides today, when there's nothing left to say, and I can't ignore the voices in my head, reminding me of all the things I said. Used to be a time when I face anything. Maybe I'm just not that strong anymore. Tell me something to help me breathe again. All for nothing, and far from where I've been. And I can't ignore the whispers in my head, telling me the things that I don't want to hear. Used to be a time when I'd face anything. Maybe I'm just not that strong anymore. When you're lost and feeling helpless, and when you're tired of being alone, you need something to believe in. Right when next to nowhere feels like home, when there's pain